Hi friends and welcome back to Steins Gate. We are back on Friday the 13th in August and we are, Kirisu has just completed the time leap machine yet again. And we are going to time leap back to find out who Suzuha's father is, basically. Or try and get a lead on who her father is. So that's where we're at the moment. Kirisu carefully connects the two cords she's holding. Done. Time leap machine is complete. It's 2:30 p.m. on the 13th, about 20 minutes later than before. Kirisu walks into the lounge with a satisfied look on her face. It's just her, me, and Suzuha in the lab. I had Daru and Mayuri head to RodiCon, ostensibly to work on the time machine. So that's the time leap machine. Suzuha gazes at the now complete machine in awe. I've already explained to her how time leaping works. It's as different as can be from Suzuha's time machine, which can physically display actual bodies. It makes you remember the future, right? That's pretty interesting. Suzuha crosses her hands behind her head and looks up at the ceiling. Intuition, sixth sense, deja vu. I wonder if those things are actually you recalling future memories. Some of CERN's researchers in my time came up with the theory that memories are a way of sharing information across world lines. Maybe it's similar to that. I just wish we knew more about Okabe's reading Steiner thing. Is it unique to Okabe, or does everyone have the potential for it and Okabe's is just stronger by coincidence? One thing's for certain, my consciousness leaps to the past along with my memories. I still don't understand why that is. It would make more sense if you experienced a change in the present, like you do when we send a D-mail. Does your consciousness depend on your memories? The problem is that consciousness doesn't have a form that we can see. The same goes for the soul. Those things are still in the realm of religion. Even in 2036, the existence of the soul hasn't been proven, and nobody's proven what forms consciousness either. I see, that's a little disappointing. Sending my consciousness back has let me change some future events with more precision than D-mail, but other events are locked by convergence. I can change the method of Mayuri's death, but never the fact that she dies. That's not how it works. The future is always determined. Then why does the path there change? Because the world line changes. When you leap into the past, it takes different actions from before. Divergence changes, if only a little bit. In most cases, that fluctuation won't amount to more than 0.00001% on the divergence meter. Small changes might not register at all. When you change the cause, the effect merely shifts to a separate, already existing world line. Since those two world lines are almost exactly the same, you barely feel any difference. So is that why reading Steiner didn't react? It's not like the previous world line disappears. It keeps existing as another possible world line. That's the many worlds interpretation, right? In any case, they're not parallel worlds. So is the future reconstructed? I guess you could say that. I'm confused again. Maybe it's impossible for me to fully understand the structure of the universe. Anyway, that's enough discussion. It's time for me to leap again. I explain the situation to Kirisu and have her activate the time leap machine immediately. It's the night of the 11th. I went back about 40 hours. My objective is to keep watch on the street vendor stand in the hope that Suzuha's father might appear. I sent Suzuha elsewhere. I don't want her to be disappointed if I come up empty-handed. I'm standing out of sight a short distance away from the stand, munching on energy bars and soy milk to appease my growling stomach. I've already been here for 2 hours. I forgot to ask for the exact time the suspicious character appeared, so I had to begin my stakeout before sunset. Now it's 8 p.m. and the stand looks like it's about to close. Is this another waste of time? Did that foreigner give me false information? Just as I'm finishing my milk, someone approaches the stand. Is that? I jump out of cover. Daru? Ocarine? Daru jumps in surprise, but I'm the one who's really shocked here. What are you doing here? I was gonna ask you the same question. The storekeeper looks at us funny, so we decide to change locations. Alright, Daru, what were you doing at that street stand? Don't tell me you were trying to counterfeit duplicates of Teeter's pin. Fine, I won't tell you then. So that's what happened. Daru was the suspicious character the foreigner told me about. So all that stuff about judo, pro wrestling, and balloons was referring to Daru's size? Could he have been more confusing? Damn, it was all for nothing. Good thing I didn't bring Suzuha along. So why were you trying to make counterfeit versions of the pin? I wasn't trying to counterfeit it. Close enough. Well, I meant it as a backup plan, I guess. Amaneshi gonna be sad if we don't find her old man, right? So if that happens, I'll show her the badges I made and, well, lie that her dad was here. So you'll give her false hope. You don't have to put it like that. Remember, there are good lies and bad lies. Bad lies hurt people, good lies save them. What eroge did you get that from? Cladan. And it's not an eroge. It's a visual novel that teaches you the meaning of life, so shut up. So, should I call off Operation Fake Teeter? Do you really think that will make Suzuha happy? Daru's expression suddenly turned sad. Amaneshi told me not to tell anyone, but I guess I'd better tell you. He's got a big mouth, as usual. Still, he seems dead serious, so I'd better hear him out. I heard this from Amaneshi when we were discussing the repairs. Her time machine can only leap to the past. What? At first, I don't understand what he means. Nonsense. Teeter's time machine could travel both ways. Did you actually see it? Well, no. Besides, when you say Teeter, you mean the one that appeared in 2000, don't you? I don't know anything about that Teeter. That's right. The Teeter I know and Suzuha aren't necessarily the same person. Although their time machines are similar, there are significant differences. For example, one looks like a Chevy, the other looks like a satellite. So, wait. Once she leaves, she can't come back. You're saying that if she goes to 1975, she can't return to 2010? Not without living 35 years in real time. Is he serious? Does that mean Suzuha's time machine can never return to 2036? Didn't I just say that? Then it's defective. Right, she said the time machine was incomplete. Incomplete? Incomplete? According to Amaneshi, her old man built it in secret by reverse engineering CERN technology. But CERN killed him before he could complete it. Amaneshi insists that it's fine as long as she can leap to the past, but... Are you sure about this? She said so herself. I don't think she was lying. So if she doesn't meet her old man before the time machine is repaired, she might never get another chance. So that's why he was trying to make a copy of that pin, as evidence that Suzuha's father was here. But making a fake version of her father's pin isn't going to solve anything. A lie is a lie. But if we don't get caught... I waved Daru silent and massaged my temples. I need to think. What difference does it make? True, Suzuha might be sad about missing her father, but that's none of my business. My top priority is Mayuri's safety. That's right. I mustn't let my emotions control me. I need to be more rational, more logical. There's a Japanese proverb, he who pursues two hares will catch neither. However, that sad smile on Suzuha's face. Now I understand what it meant. I feel something tighten deep within my chest. The next day, as night falls, I summon all lab mems except Kirisu to Radican. It's boiling hot on the rooftop, even in the evening. When I provide Daru with the refreshing gift of cola, his sweaty face lightens up. Wow, Ocarine, an ice cold 0-calorie cola. How thoughtful of you. Daru happily takes the cola and chugs it straight from the bottle. Afterwards, Daru and Suzuha start discussing the time machine. Mayuri and I watch from a short distance away. Hey Ocarine, isn't it amazing that the satellite was a time machine? Yeah, I guess so. I'm glad Suzusan wasn't hurt in the crash. I heard it's really hard to drive. If the gravitational whatchamacallit coordinates are just a teensy bit off, the whole time machine becomes a jelly man and goes ploop. She even said her time machine's unstable since it's not a CERN model. I'm worried about her trip to 1975. You think I should go with her? I wonder if I'd fit. What would you do in 1975? I'd cheer her on, tell her everything's gonna be okay, and hold her hand. It's the same conversation as earlier. Hey Ocarine, do you think the time machine has a name? If you want to know, just ask Titer. Whatever. Oh yeah, Mayushi didn't think of that, hee hee. Mayuri giggles, then runs off to talk to Suzuha. She returns a few seconds later. Yep, it has a name. FG204 something something, she said. Anyway, don't you think Daru-kun and Suzu-san are a good match? I look at Daru and Suzuha again. Daru's all about Ferris. Oh, really? She tilts her head to the side. Hey, can Mayushi take a closer look at the time machine? I nod, and Mayuri runs over to the time machine again. Behind her, the sun glows dark and orange on the horizon. As Mayuri leaves, Suzuha comes over to stand beside me. Our shadows are long and murky in the fading light. Ashida Ataru is amazing. He said if things go well, he could have the time machine fixed by tomorrow. And he looks so unhealthy and slow. A refreshing breeze blows by. It was quite hot a few minutes ago, but the temperature's finally starting to drop. Hey. There's something I want to say, and I feel like I'll never get another chance. Why are you so quiet, Okabe? The fuck? Are you listening? After a moment's hesitation, I give a little nod. I'm really grateful to you, all of you. When I came to this time, I didn't know anyone. I was all alone in a world completely different from my own. This era is so peaceful. It's a wonderful thing. But it scared me. All I knew was to fight against CERN. But now I have friends. Real friends who I can share my secrets with. All these people who lived where I was born are working so hard for my sake. It's a strange feeling, but a happy one too. I wanted you to know that. I've heard these words before. Just like last time, her tone is wistful. Her time machine can only leap to the past. The truth I heard from Daru plays in my head in an endless refrain. Living with you guys in this time, it's been really fun. When I met you, you were all so strange and unique and over the top. I was kind of shocked at first, really. But before I knew it, I started to enjoy spending time with you. 2036 is peaceful too. People don't even fight anymore. Did you know that? I shake my head. Anyway, people don't fight, ever, about anything. All forms of conflict, war included, have vanished. Poof! Without a trace. Instead, everyone has dead eyes, like fish. No one has ambition, nobody dreams, they just trudge through their lives without a single complaint. Well, sure, people smile, but they never get angry or sad. There's no individuality, everyone's a robot. You got really mad at me before, remember? I was really surprised, but at the same time, I was really happy. Suzuha looks at the time machine. Daru and Mayuri are standing next to it, talking cheerfully about something or another. You're all so bright and full of life. I envy you. Shina Mayuri, Hashida Ataru, even Makisi Kirisu, and of course you. I want to be more like you. It's thanks to all of you I'm still going strong. Being a lab mem, even just for a little while, was great. She smiles, then a soft, sad smile that tears at my heart. This time I know what that smile means. Being with you guys, even just for a little while, was great. Suzuha obviously knew from the beginning that if she traveled to 1975, she could never return. Change the future Okabe Rinchiro, make it a world like this one, where people can be free. The first time I heard her speak these words, I thought she was sentimental because she couldn't return to her original 2036. I was wrong. Forget about 2036, she can't even return here, to 2010, not without living 35 years. She'll be 54 when 2010 comes around. The present us and the present Suzuha can never meet again. Suzuha chose this mission. To change the future, to save Mayuri. Unless Suzuha travels to 1975, Mayuri will die. But then, what about Suzuha herself? When she leaves for 1975, she'll have to sacrifice everything she has here. How does she feel about that? Do you regret spending time with us? What do you mean? Do you regret making new friends here? New memories? Do you wish you had kept your distance? You've already abandoned one life, now you have to abandon another. In a sense, it's like you're killing yourself. Did Hashira Ataru tell you? Suzuha frowns. He's worried about you. Geez, I told him not to tell anybody. Well, how do you feel about going to 1975? It doesn't matter how I feel. Suzuha's expression suddenly hardens. I have to go. It's the path I chose, and it's what my dad wanted. What if we ask you to stay? I'll go anyway. One of those guys on Ad Channel asked what right I have to change the future and decide the fate of the human race. He had a point. But still, I don't want the future to turn out like that. I want people in my time to be free like you. Free to laugh and play, fight and argue, get sad and cry. If I change the future, then no one will die. Not you, not Shina Mayuri, and not my dad. Maybe I don't have the right, but I'm going anyway. Even if you can never return? Aw, come on, the 70s aren't a bad time, you know? I'll find friends that are just like you guys. We'll have a blast. Just like that, Suzuha's back to her usual self. But despite her cheerful smile, I am certain that her resolve was forged from fear and doubt, the likes of which few can imagine. I was a fool to think that my words could sway her. My words. I can words today. Beneath the clear blue sky, the time machine comes to life. Daru's repairs are complete. Mayuri and I helped drain the last of the water out of the cockpit. The time machine is still stuck in Radikan's wall, but that's a small matter. Daru gazes at the time machine with a satisfied expression. Mayuri is jumping for joy, and Kurisu, who ran over as soon as she completed the time leap machine, is visibly relieved. Meanwhile, Suzuha is struggling to attach her mountain bike to the time machine's exterior. She likes it so much she wants to bring it with her to 1975. Kurisu was worried it might cause a time paradox. My heart is still heavy. Should I let Suzuha leave like this? I chide myself for the thought. It's not my choice to make. Suzuha isn't from this time. If she doesn't want to stay, then I have no reason to keep her from leaving. Suzuha finishes securing her bicycle and turns to us with a soft smile. It's not the painful forced smile I saw yesterday. We don't perform a startup test. Activating the time machine would draw too much attention. So we're just going to wing it. Fortunately, we have the time leap machine for insurance. My only regret is that we couldn't find her father. Thanks, guys. Really, I can't thank you enough. Don't forget about us. If you want to thank me, then let's make out. Oh, God. Control yourself, perv. The lab mums pat Suzuha on the shoulder and offer words of encouragement, each in his or her own way. Oh, right. Take this. Suzuha offers me her father's pin. In the end, we couldn't decipher the inscription. This is for you, Okabe Rintaro. Keep it in the lab, will you? Somewhere out of sight is fine. Suzuha. Is she regretting her decision to leave? Is this pin meant to be proof that Amane Suzuha was here with us in this time? About the pin. Daru hesitates for a moment, then steps forward. Why don't we make duplicates for all the lab mems? Make it our symbol, I guess. Wow, that's a great idea. How unusually thoughtful of you. I don't know what to say. We already took a picture of it, so keep your pin, Amaneshi. It belonged to your dad, right? Yeah, okay. I stay silent. There's nothing I can say. I could stop Suzuha from leaving if I tried. But unless she goes, I can't save Mayuri. Okay, everyone. Mayushi has an important announcement to make. Mayuri suddenly raises her hands and calls for attention. As usual, she completely fails to sense the gravity of the situation, though I suppose it's all our fault for not telling her the truth about Suzuha's time machine. In any case, she has my attention. What could her announcement be? Could Mayuri have found out that she's fated to die? I quickly glance at Kurisu, but she seems just as confused as I am. Then what is it? Actually, Mayushi has found Suzu-san's dad. Huh? What? Really? Mayuri puffs out her chest proudly. Want to meet him? You do, don't you? Well, he's here with us today. Where? Everyone, including me, starts looking around. Mayuri has us hook, line, and sinker. I scan the empty event hall, but no one else is here. Where could he be? Allow me to introduce you. Suzuha-san's dad is... Is that a drum roll? Ta-da! Suzuha-san's dad is... Mayuri flashes Suzuha a grin. Daru-kun! She thrusts her finger at Daru. Our mouths drop. After an awkward silence comes awkward laughter. That joke's not even logical. It's impossible for this perv to get married in the first place. Hey, that kind of hurts. I completely agree with Christina. Daru is fated to become a wizard when he turns 30. You could be nicer about it, guys, but it's the truth, so I can't object. Daru falls to his hands and knees, devastated. As for Suzuha herself, she clearly doesn't know how to react. You know, my dad wasn't fat. Geez, you're also mean to Daru-kun. Mayushi's the only one to stand up for me. You're an angel, Mayushi. Do you love me? Nope. Harsh. Mayushi's 1,000,000% sure that Daru-kun is Suzuha's dad. Okay, what's your proof? I was thinking about the letters on Suzu-san's pin. After staring at it really hard, I noticed the 7 in 7010 looked a little weird. It's not a 7, it's a 2. The line fell off the bottom. Really? Suzuha stares at the inscription on the pin again. It's so small, I can't tell. It's easy to see on the picture we took. 2010? But that's this year. Then what do the letters mean? OSHM ***A. That's what's inscribed on the pin. That's easy. Okabe, Shina, Hashida, Makise, and finally Amane. What? It was right in front of us all along. We just didn't know where to look. It's our initials? So I was thinking, why 2010? Then I remember it's the year of the lab mems. The year of lab mems? The Future Gadget Laboratory was founded this year. So that's what it is. And you know, Suzu-san has a lot of stories about future Ocarine and future Christian, but not a single story about Daru-kun, right? There weren't any about Mayushi either. Daru's observation startles me. It's an obvious thing to wonder about, but it strikes too close to home. Well, Mayushi's a lab mem, but I can't make time machines and I don't like fighting. Of course I'm not famous. No, the reason there aren't any stories about Mayuri is because she dies in a few hours. Only Kurisu, Suzuha, and I know that, and we say nothing. But Daru-kun's a super hacker and Okarine's right arm. He even helped Ocarine make Phonewave-chan, so I thought it was strange Suzu-san didn't know him. So you're saying he used a different name? Beryl Teeter-san helped Ocarine found the resistance, right? And he was in Akiba in 2010. And he was able to build his own time machine. And he knew about Ocarine's reading spaghetti. Reading Steiner. He knew about it. Doesn't that fit Daru-kun perfectly? She's right. Do you remember the day Suzu-san went to meet her father? She thought he would be at the time machine offline meet. We know that because we tailed her. Daru-kun was supposed to be there too, right? That meet was seriously important to the history of Japanese sci-fi. At least I got to sneak in while tailing Amaneshi. I don't remember that. It must have happened because of the D-mail I sent. This is the curse of reading Steiner. Although I keep my memories from previous world lines, I don't acquire memories of events on new world lines. Dad told me about that meet when I was little. I don't remember what he said exactly, but I thought I might be able to meet him there. So if I'd been at the meet, everything would have been okay? I don't know. I don't think I'd have picked you out as my dad. Still, the evidence keeps piling up. And then there's the time machine's name. FG204 something something. What was it? FG204 second edition version 2.31. That naming sense. It's got to be Daru. And FG probably stands for Future Gadget. So Suzuha's time machine is Future Gadget number 204. Finally, his name, Barrel Teeter, has got to be Daru-kun. Come to think of it, last night Mayuri asked how to say barrel in Japanese. Barrel is Taru in Japanese, right, Christian? Kirisu nods. Taru, Daru? It's a pun? Okay, Suzuhan, say Hashida Itaru 10 times fast. Why? Just say it and find out. Hehehe. Hashida Itaru, Hashida Itaru, Hashida Itaru. I don't get it. Hashida Itaru, Hashida Itaru. Just now, didn't it sound like Dieter? It did. Hashida Itaru. Hashida Itaru. Hashi Ditoru. Hashi Titoru. Shit! For reals? For super reals. I can't believe it. But with all this evidence laid out in front of me, I can't deny it either. Everyone's jaw drops again, only this time we're staring at Daru and Suzuha. I think she looks just like her father. That could just be the placebo effect now that you mention it. They kind of do look alike. Nice work, Mayuri. You'll make a great detective one day. A detective? Hee. That's the first time anyone said that. She's such a gist most of the time, but maybe she's more perceptive than anyone knows. My daughter? Amane, she's my daughter? Daru, wide-eyed, points at Suzuha while flapping his lips like a fish out of water. Dad. Could you call me Papa instead? For once in your life, don't be a perv. Dad. Suzuha tries to hold back her tears, but can't. They fall from her eyes and roll down her cheeks. Seeing this, Daru stops his joking and lets Suzuha speak. I came, Dad. I came to see you, in the time machine you built. Yeah. I'm going to finish what you started, I promise. Yeah. Watch over me, okay? I'm watching. Of course I am. Suzuha walks up to Daru and hugs him gently. Daru awkwardly but firmly hugs her back. Father and daughter reunited across time. I'm truly glad we could bring them together. But by the way, was your mother cute? Request petite girl with cute face and big boobs. Hahaha, that's a secret. When Suzuha finally steps away from Daru, she's smiling once again. Well, that takes up everything I wanted to do on this world line. Guess I should be going. Wait, you're going already? Don't you have more to say to your father? What am I doing? Suzuha's mind is set. I know that nothing I say will convince her to stay. It's madness to even try. If she stays, Mayuri dies. I know that. So why am I trying to stop her? No, I'm fine now. I'm going to get an IBN 5100, just as I promised. She looks at us with the face of a warrior. I'll bring it to you here in Akihabara. That's my duty, and I'll see it through. The rest is up to you. Change the future, please. Nobody speaks. Nobody nods. We don't have the words. But she sees it in our faces. Resolve. Suzuha has entrusted us with her will and her mission. We meet her gaze, each of us, and silently swear to protect them to the end. The future Suzuha came from is not the future we desire. In Suzuha's time, Daru and I fought to change it. This time, we'll make sure it never happens. Mayuri will live. Kurisu will be free. Suzuha will grow up knowing her father. We must change the future, that all these may come to pass. Well, see you in 35 years, though I guess it'll only be a few hours for you guys. Haha. Oh, I almost forgot. The time machine gives off terrific ultraviolet rays when it jumps, so make sure not to look directly at it. With that final warning, Suzuha boards the time machine. She waves once, and then the hatch closes behind her. Moments later, the machine comes to life. shrill alarm starts ringing. There are no other sounds. It makes less noise than I'd expect. People on the street below start shouting and cheering at the satellite's sudden activity. They all look up and point. My phone vibrates. I quickly take it out and open it. The mail is from Suzuha. Goodbye. When I failed to stop her on a previous world line, she sent me the exact same message before leaving. This time, the word holds a completely different meaning. I lift my eyes from the message to see the space around the time machine begin to warp. A cocoon of light appears and envelops the fuselage. I squint my eyes against the brilliance. Suzuha. We will never see her again. Not this Suzuha. Yes, we can seek her out in our time. I know that I will make the effort. But the next time we meet, an immense gulf of time will have divided us. No matter how hard we wish it were different, she will not be the girl we knew. All of a sudden, Daru takes a step into the light. Suzuha! I'm sure we'll meet again. I'll do my best until then. I hate myself for not knowing any other way to say it, but I'll do my best. I'll do my best, I promise. So Suzuha, do your best too. His words probably can't reach her anymore. As the light grows more intense, I raise my hand to shield my eyes. Bathed in radiant particles, the cocoon slowly unfurls. Flashbang? The next thing I know, Suzuha's time machine has vanished into thin air, leaving a hole the size of a dump truck in Radikan's wall. The air is thick with the smell of ozone, and it seems to pulse softly where the machine stood. We stand there for a while, staring silently at the empty spot, while the summer breeze blows gently past, as if the wind were fate itself. Unfortunately, we don't have time to mourn her departure. In about an hour and a half, Moaka's group will attack the lab. Before that happens, we need to acquire the IBN 5100 that Suzuha went to 1975 to obtain. The time machine's sudden disappearance has thrown the area into chaos, which makes it easy for us to slip out unnoticed. See you in 35 years, Suzuha said. 54-year-old Suzuha should be here in Akiba. Before she left, we decided that the time machine's disappearance would be her cue to bring the IBN 5100 to the lab. But when we return to the lab, there's no 54-year-old woman waiting for us. It seems Suzuha hasn't come yet. Phew. No more running. Kurisu gasps for a breath while Mayuri calmly munches on a banana. As I check the lab for any sign of Suzuha, a line of red numbers catches my eye. Isn't that the same number as before? The meter reads 0.337187%. Divergence hasn't changed. Reading standard didn't activate this time, so I suspected that might be the case. Let's think this through. I thought the divergence would change the instant Suzuha attained the IBN 5100 in 1975. But maybe there's something else that needs to happen. Will it change the instant Suzuha hands me the IBN 5100? Or will it change when we use the IBN 5100 to delete my mail from CERN's database? At any rate, all we can do now is wait for Suzuha to arrive. Suzuha is 54 by now, right? After catching his breath, Daru speaks. My daughter is 30 years older than me. I don't know if I want to see that. Feels weird, man. You know, it wouldn't be unusual for her to have grandchildren by that age. You mean I could have great-grandkids? I don't know if I'm ready for that, man. Just be super nice to them. That's what grandpas do. Please don't call me grandpa. A knock on the door interrupts their idle chatter. It must be Suzuha. Everyone looks at me. With a strange mixture of anticipation and anxiety, I slowly open the door. Okabe. Instead of an old woman, we get a wall of muscle. Our disappointment is palpable. Oh, it's you. Hey, have you seen my part-timer? Mr. Braun peeks into the lab. If you're looking for Suzuha-san, she went 35 years. Shut up, Mayuri. Kurisu covers Mayuri's mouth. You know something? Where'd that girl run off to? She took the last couple of days off, and I don't know when she's coming next. She won't even answer her phone. We don't have time for this, but I can't just order him to leave, not unless I want another cracked skull. Said she went back to her hometown. She's probably gone for good. What? You sure? That brat didn't say a word to me. The future is changing. Isn't this proof? On my previous leaps, Mr. Braun never came by the lab. This must be related to Suzuha's trip to 1975. Surely it's a good sign. Now, as long as the attractive field doesn't amend history again. Mr. Braun sighs and then turns to me with a serious expression. Well, whatever. I've got something for you, Okabe. For me? He hands me an envelope. It's addressed to Okabe Rintaro, but there's no stamp or postmark. The name Hashida Suzu is written on the back. What is this? From the lady who used to own this building. She asked me to give it to you on this day. Who? How did you know Suzu-san anyway? Suzu-san? Suzu-san, of course. The name on the back reads Hashida Suzu. Hashida is Daru's surname. Where is she now? Huh? She passed away 10 years ago. Passed away? She's dead? A wave of dizziness nearly sweeps me off my feet. How old was she? Mid-40s, I think. The age fits. Thank you for taking care of this letter, Mr. Braun. Eh? Is it from Suzu-san? Seriously, why did he have it? Mr. Braun clearly doesn't understand our reaction, and we're not about to explain. I thank him again, he grumbles a bit and leaves. As soon as he's gone, I break the seal and open the envelope. Inside is a handwritten letter. The characters are slightly messy, as if her hand was shaking as she wrote it. Our eyes, transfixed, begin to read. Dear Okabe Rintaro, it's me, Amane Suzuha, Hashida Teeter's daughter. It's been a long time. Though for you, I'm sure only a few hours have passed. The date is June 13th, the year 2000. Meaning I'm writing this 10 years before you will read it. I'll get right to the point. I failed. A lot of failing. I'm not gonna keep reading that all over again. I failed. The date is June 14th, the year 2000. About 9 or 10 years before you will read this. I failed. I only remembered who I was 1 year ago today. The day Nostradamus said the King of Terror would come. Stupid King of Terror. He should have come and burned us all away. Who the fuck is Nostradamus? What the fuck? For 24 years, I forgot who I was. All I could remember was my name. I finally remembered 1 year ago. The day the King of Terror was supposed to come but didn't. There's no King of Terror, but I want to die. The repairs were incomplete. The time machine malfunctioned. When I arrived in 1975, I couldn't remember anything. They found me lying in the street like a broken doll and took me to a hospital. Now I've been living on my own for years, but that's as Hashida Suzu, a normal person who forgot the duty and mission of Amane Suzuha I only remembered last year. I failed. I'm a failure. Something went wrong, but I don't know what. The repairs were incomplete, but it's not Dad's fault. It's mine. I should have gone straight to 1975. I shouldn't have stopped in 2010, but I was selfish, and now the future is doomed. There's no IBN 5100. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. For what purpose have I lived to this age? Jesus. I forgot my duty and lived a carefree life instead. Now my life has no meaning at all. I'm worthless. I wish I hadn't remembered. I'm glad I finally remembered. I'm glad I had this chance to say sorry. Forgive me. My plan failed. I spent this whole year asking myself why. I finally figured it out. If I hadn't postponed my leap to 1975, this wouldn't have happened. Okabe Rintaro. After the offline meet, you stopped me from going to 1975. I was really happy, but that's where it all went wrong. I should have left. I shouldn't have waited. That was my last chance. That night there was a thunderstorm. My time machine was flooded. If you can go back to that day, please, please let me leave. Then I can bring you the IBN 5100. I can fulfill my mission. Please, that's all I want. I promised Dad. This was his dream. I want to change the future. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. My life was meaningless. Sorry, I missed what that said. My hands curl, crumpling the page. I realize that I'm crying. Suzuha failed? She lost her memory? Her life was meaningless? This can't be happening. Nobody says a word. Their faces, like mine, are frozen in disbelief. I turn to Daru. He's whiter than a sheet. Daru, didn't you fix the time machine? I did. I thought I did. But I mean, that was my first time repairing a time machine. I might have missed something. Missed something? Whatever you missed cost your daughter 24 years of her life. I didn't do it on purpose. Calm down, both of you. Hashida did everything he could. He doesn't deserve your anger, Okabe. How can you be so calm? That's how I am. Sorry. Now calm down. Ugh. It's not Daru's fault. I know that. But it can't end like this. It can't. What was Suzuha feeling when she wrote this letter? I look again at the words scrawled upon the page, every character resonant with despair. I wanted to welcome her back with a smile. Instead, this. Suzuha is dead, 10 years gone. Wait, how did she die? Don't tell me. Mr. Braun must know what happened. I run to the window and check the street. Mr. Braun is outside, closing up shop. Mr. Braun! I run downstairs. Okabe, did you hear? That satellite up and disappeared. Everyone's talking about it. I guess it's already made the news. Please, I need to know. Huh? Know what? Hashida Suzu-san, how did she die? Why do you want to know that? He looks at me hard. I meet his stare unflinching. I don't know anything about how she died. I need to know what her last moments were like. I feel that it's my duty to know, to engrave her memory into my heart. Sounds like you've got a reason. What I want to know is how you knew her. She was an old acquaintance. That's all I can say. A very old acquaintance, but I still remember the time I spent with her. So please, tell me. I don't like to talk about it, but alright, listen good, Okabe. I slowly nod, and then I get my answer. It was suicide. The world drops on my heart like an anvil. My knees give out, I collapse to the pavement. Suicide. She hung herself at home. I was the one who found her. Jesus Christ! My life was meaningless. I recall the last words she wrote in her letter, words of unimaginable despair. She didn't deserve so bleak an end. She became unstable about a year before it happened. Before that, she was a nice, cheerful lady. This building was hers. She gave me a place to stay. She had no relatives, you know. Almost no one came to her funeral. It was a sad thing to see. She handed me that letter a week before it happened, told me to give it to a young man named Okabe Rintaro on this exact date. When you moved in upstairs, I thought Suzu-san must have seen the future or something. Enough. I can't take it anymore. I try to stand, but my legs betray me. I stumble, but before I fall, a small body supports my shoulder. Ocarine, are you okay? Mayuri. It must be taking all her strength to hold me up. Did Mayuri hear how Suzuha died? Her eyes are wet, her lips are trembling. Still, she's the one supporting me. Mayuri and I bow deeply to Mr. Braun and return to the lab. When we get back, Daru is seated at his computer, head on the table. Kurisu is standing in front of the TV watching an excited reporter talk about Radicon. The disappearance of the satellite is huge news, obviously. The lounge is silent, save for the TV. I look at the table. The divergence meter still reads 0.337187%. It hasn't changed since before Suzuha left. What went wrong? I can't go back 10 years with the time leap machine. I can't do anything about Suzuha's death. Should I have stopped her from leaving after all? Maybe then this tragedy wouldn't have happened. No, what choice did I have? I can't save Mayuri without the IBN 5100. Suzuha had to travel to 1975. I consider my options. What if I redo these 2 days again? Could Daru fix the time machine so this doesn't happen? Is fixing the time machine even possible? Daru's skills are second to none, and the time machine was built by his own hand, so 26 years in the future. It seems logical that he would be able to fix it. But look at it another way. It took Daru 26 years to learn enough to build the time machine, and he had to reverse engineer Steins to do it. Maybe it's unreasonable to expect our Daru to perform flawless repairs in only 2 days. In that case, can I have Daru use the time leap machine to repeat these 2 days until he repairs it? No, he'll have to start from scratch each time. 2 days just aren't enough. I collapse onto the sofa and bury my face in my hands. Mayuri sits next to me and gently rubs my back. I'm grateful for her kindness. I recall what Suzuha wrote. If you can go back to that day, please, please let me leave. The D-mail I sent. Could that be the cause? On the original world line, Suzuha leapt to 1975 after failing to meet her father. Unsatisfied with that outcome, I sent a D-mail to convince myself to follow Suzuha and prevent her from leaving. As a result, she remained in 2010 for an additional 4 days. But that night, the time machine was damaged by a thunderstorm. If I hadn't followed Suzuha that day, if I hadn't sent that D-mail to myself, her time machine would not have malfunctioned. She would have arrived safely in 1975. The solution is obvious. I need to cancel that D-mail. But can I really do that? If I change the past so Suzuha leaves, won't that undo the 4 days we spent together? Our frantic search through the streets of Akiba. Her heartfelt confession on the roof of Radikun. Her tearful reunion with her father Daru. All of it will be undone. What do I do? An urgent bulletin pops up on the TV. I look up in surprise. Bomb threat suspends Yamanote Sobu Tohoku lines. Damn, Moaka's men will be here any minute. There's no time to think, no time to hesitate. I run downstairs, break into the Braun Tube workshop, and turn on the 42-inch CRT. Then I return to the lab and activate the time leap machine. What are you doing, Okabe? Kurisu demands answers, and I can see the fear in her eyes. We can't just leave it like this. I have to do something. Okabe. But Ocarine, are you sure? Don't try to stop me, Mayuri. I can't let this stand. There are 2 options. I can cancel the D-mail that convinced me to pursue Suzuha. Sending a contradictory D-mail should do the trick. Or I can time leap again and prevent Suzuha from leaving. 2 options, but really, just one. Do not hesitate, Okabe Rintaro. Hesitation is unforgivable. You already know what you must do. Stop pursuit. Last mail. A stern trap. That should be enough to convince me to let Suzuha go. Kurisu, you're good at remembering dates, aren't you? Huh? Well, sure. When did we throw that party for Suzuha? 4 days ago, August 9th. You're sending a D-mail, Ocarine, but won't that make everything disappear? 4 days. It may not sound like much, but in that time, we forged a definite bond with Suzuha. To send this D-mail is to sever that bond. I know that. But this is the only choice I have. I set the phone wave to 97 hours ago. This D-mail should arrive a few hours after the first. Now I just need to send it. Save Mayuri. That is my purpose. That is what drove me to leap through time. I'll do whatever it takes to save her. This is just one more sacrifice. Erase the time you spent with Suzuha. Destroy whatever bond you had. Send the D-mail. Push the button. Isn't that what Suzuha wants? You'll be saving her from 25 years of loneliness, from ending her life in utter despair. Save Suzuha, save Mayuri. This is the right thing to do. This is right. But is it really? By erasing those memories, is erasing those memories really the right thing to do? Isn't that just running away from reality? Shouldn't I try time leaping first? Maybe there's another way. What should I do? What's the right choice? Stop. You're starting to doubt. Never doubt. I don't know the answer, but I need to reach a conclusion or else. I can't. I can't do it. I can't send this email. Acting on impulse, I don the headgear and punch in a 48-hour time leap. Do you have a plan? I ignore her and bite down hard on my lip. As the taste of blood fills my mouth, I press the button. The world twists. My legs shake. I cover my eyes and wait for my senses to return to normal. 1,000 emotions stampede through my skull, then fade away. I stare vacantly at Kurisu, who is standing in front of me. At first, I can't hear her over the buzzing in my ears, but little by little, her voice becomes clear. See, you're shaking. We've only been at it 2 days and you're already exhausted. Kurisu thrust her finger at me like an angry schoolteacher. We still have plenty of time to find the pin. You don't have to be in such a hurry. If you collapse, what then? I wouldn't be worried about you, but Mayuri sure will. Take care of yourself, got it? The time leap worked. Yeah, got it. I nod to Kurisu, then collapse onto the sofa. I couldn't sacrifice either of them. In a sense, I am running away. But there was no other choice. Wait. What? Hold on, what's going on? Because in the anime, he fucking sent that email. Spoilers. Sorry. What? No other way to save Suzuha and Mayuri both. In 2 days, Mayuri will die and Suzuha will be lost to the past. If these 2 days are all we have left, then all I can do is repeat them. Forever. Let these 2 days be the rest of my life. What? The wind caresses my cheek. I push down on the pedals and begin the ascent up Harumi Bridge. The spokes revolve rhythmically, reflecting the sunlight. Sweat oozes at a very pore, but it's not pleasant. It feels good, healthy, like running around the school field as a child. The weather's so nice. Phew. Why did I have to come along? Same here. Whew. The wind's too strong. You're a little chubby, Darukan. I think you need to exercise more. Jesus. Jesus! Fat neck beard master race. Jesus Christ, Daru. Leading the way at a terrific pace is Suzuha on her trusty mountain bike. What a view! From here, you can see across Tokyo Bay, all the way to Rainbow Bridge in the distance. Akiba and the jumbled sprawl of central Tokyo are 2 hours ride behind us. Here on this artificial island, there are only skyscrapers and vacant lots, one extreme or the other. One time, I took the bus back to Akiba after Kamima, so I already knew how close it was, but I never thought I'd come here by bike. Except for Suzuha, we're all using rent-a-cycles. I wanted to change of pace from the search for the undefinable pin, so I proposed a cycling expedition. Of course, I already know who the pin belongs to and who Suzuha's father is, but I've chosen not to tell anyone. If at all possible, I want to spend these 2 days in peace and delay Suzuha's time travel. That is my goal now. I thought this trip would be a waste of time at first, but I guess people need to take a break once in a while. I'd rather be working on the time leap machine. This just proves that I belong indoors. You two are all worn out. Come on, guys. Stamina is the key to survival. Kurisu and Daru are exhausted, while Suzuha and Mayuri are still going strong. I already know the distance between Akiba and Ariake, so I'm able to pace myself in order to conserve energy. Water. Where's the vending machine? I could kill for a glass of water. Sorry, but there's no convenience store till we cross another bridge after this one. Tough it out. You serious? I can't. It's impossible. Wow, Ocarine, you really know the area. Have you been here before? Yeah, many times. How long have I been living in this closed loop of time? It's already getting hard to keep track of the days, so instead I think in 2-day cycles. This should be the 4th cycle. This time, only I know that Mayuri is fated to die. By keeping that a secret, I allow us to spend these days like normal kids our age would. This cycling expedition is part of that. Suzuha and Mayuri enjoy the ride, so I make sure we do it each time I repeat the loop. Our current destination is Tokyo Big Sight, the massive convention center in Ariake. In a few days, it will be home to Kamima, the world's largest doujinshi marketplace event. Big Sight's right ahead. It shouldn't take more than 10 minutes to get there. Let's take a break first. Daru has used up the last of his strength. While still on his bike, he rests his body against the guardrail separating us from the road. I turn and pull up next to Daru's bike. It's not safe there. Come on. Let me rest. I said it's not safe. I sigh and pull Daru up by the arm. Oh, shit. Good to know I can do that. Huh. Okay. Daru stands up. A second later, a huge truck speeds past. Jesus Christ. The gust of wind left in its wake nearly bowls us over. The bridge sways beneath our feet. That was close. Probably wouldn't have hit him anyway, but still, best to be careful. You saved me, Ocarine. You know, that was almost like Ocarine saw the future. You got a D-mail, didn't you? Mayuri's innocent smile. Kurisu's cynical grin. To them, it's a joke, but they're not mistaken. The only thing they got wrong was that I didn't send a D-mail. I time leaped. Suzuha's eyes meet mine. She was laughing just a moment ago, but now she looks confused, uncertain. I avert my eyes. Holy land, I have returned. Daru, his vigor restored, faces Big Sight with arms spread wide. Wow, I've never seen it this empty. Look at all that space. It's hard to believe they filled this whole area during Kamima. In the emptiness, it is easy to see how truly majestic Big Sight is. At Kamima, when you're wading through a sea of people, it's just another big building. Hey, Mayushi's hungry. Isn't there a restaurant nearby? Let's take a break. I can't believe we have to bike all the way back. What a nightmare. The three of them go searching for a family restaurant. Suzuha is still gazing at Big Sight. What's wrong, Suzuha? I ask the question, though I already know how she'll answer. She's excited to see Big Sight in real life. I'm excited to see Big Sight in real life. Suzuha's eyes are shining. It's gone by 2036, you know. They cleared it to make way for bigger, better convention centers. Tokyo is full of them in my time. They even moved the dome out there. Suzuha points to the middle of Tokyo Bay. Hashida Ataru called it the Holy Land. Is that how you see it in this time? So this is where they have Kamima. I've heard of it. Hundreds of thousands of people come, right? Mom said that's where she met Dad. Ah, so your mother was a Fujoshi. I've always wanted to see this place. Thank you, Okabe Rintaro. I feel closer to my dad now. A sharp pain stabs through my heart. I know who Suzuha's father is. He's right over there. But I won't tell her. Not until the afternoon of the 13th when the time leap machine is complete. For now, I just want to prolong these 2 days of peace. Ocarine, Suzuha-san, come on, come on. That's us, come on, I'm starving. Suzuha grabs my hand and we take off running. Somehow, I manage to force a smile. Today was fun. Tomorrow will be fun. Every day will be fun forever. Was I supposed to... okay, this is literally all the same that just happened. So I'm not going to reread it. I'm just going to click through and try to understand if I'm supposed to be using my phone, maybe. Okay. Literally, I'm reading it real fast. And it's all the same thing. So I feel like maybe I need to use my phone at some point. Still repeating the same 2 days. Moeka's attack, Mary's death. Those things will never ever happen. Today, once again, we're off on an adventure. Big sight straight ahead. Taking a break. Not safe. Thoughts too dark to be my own suddenly slip into my mind. What will happen if I don't pull Daru back? Will the truck catch on Daru's fat? Will it send him flying like a ragdoll? Will it take off his head? Will blood spray from the stump like a crimson fountain? Jesus. Will the girl scream, I wonder? Let's find out. What the fuck? What? What difference does it make if Daru dies? I can just time loop again, can't I? Holy hell. Okabe, what the fuck, bro? Holy shit. Go back to the start of the loop and Daru will be good as new. Besides, everyone needs a little spice in their life. For these 2 days, I am God. I choose who lives and who... Whoa. The sound of a horn blasts my eardrums. Daru jerks back from the guardrail. A split second later, the truck howls past. Daru loses his balance and falls on his butt. That was close. Hey, are you okay? Are you hurt? Kurisu and Suzuha are off their bicycles to help Daru up. That truck was mean. The truck was had already crossed the intersection after the bridge. We watched it drive away. Man, what a shock. I was with that guy. Crazy drivers. I should have checked the number, then I could have been like, reported. Nothing actually happened, so there's not much point in reporting it. Everyone's fussing over Daru. I stand a few steps away, staring at my hands. I'm glad it ended as something to laugh about, but what was I thinking just now? I began this loop so no one would be hurt, so that Mayuri would live and Suzuha would never go back in time. Yet just now, I was ready to watch Daru die. Some part of me wanted it to happen. Okabe Rintaro? I cower in reflex upon hearing my name. Suzuha is staring at me. There are questions in her eyes. She can't have heard my dark thoughts just now. And yet, I feel like she can see right through me. You look pale. What's wrong, Ocarine? I'm the one who should be shaking. Right. I was just imagining what would happen if I lost my super haka. The lab can't survive without you. I use a purposefully extravagant tone to cover up my guilty thoughts and start pedaling. Break's over. Let's go. I am this world's observer. Nothing can escape my subjectivity. Everything and everyone exists as I will it. Mayuri, Kurisu, Daru, even Suzuha. Here we can live in peace and harmony. None of us need ever face death. A 48-hour eternity. I am the creator of this paradise. And so I know. Tomorrow will be another wonderful day. Holy Land, I have returned. This is all the same. I'm not gonna reread it. Mayushi's hungry. They're going to find food. Oh dear lord. My eyes roam her body, those tight legs, that slender body. Her clothes accentuate all her curves. Her breasts are surprisingly large. Something stirs in my heart, hot and heavy like thick lava. It whispers to me words like poison. What if... Jesus Christ! What if I lure her into a dark corner and have my way with her? What then? Getting her alone would be simple enough. All I have to do is offer information on her father and she'll follow me anywhere. To make matters easier, no Amane Suzuha exists in present-day Japan. No documents proving Japanese citizenship, not even a birth certificate. It's only natural. She won't be born for another 7 years. So even if she runs to the police, nobody will believe a word she says. I imagine she'll put up a fight. She was a member of the resistance in her time, and I know she's stronger than she looks. But she's still just a girl. It may take some doing, but I'll have my way with her in the end. Another me, Hoeen Kiyoma perhaps, is whispering inside my head. You want a woman, don't you? It says, of course you do. It's instinct. So what if she's Daru's daughter? So what if she's on a mission to save the future? Forget about that. She's a fine woman, that's all. You're not a saint, Okabe Rintaro. What was it you call yourself again? That's right, an insane mad scientist. If you're really insane, then let's see you snap. Remember, you have the power of a god. You can... Holy shit! Oh my god! Oh my god! I'm not saying that word, but you can see it. I'm not saying it. Then undo it with the time leap machine. And hey, while you're at it, why not taste the same girl's virginity over and over again? Jesus Christ! What is happening? Wouldn't that be something all those virgins only freaks would kill to be you? Hell, why stop at that? Jesus! Think of what else you can do with the time leap machine. Holy fuck! Murder, steal, kidnap, destroy. Is that the best you can do, Okabe Rintaro? Is that really all the evil in your heart? Well, I guess we're only human after all. Think about it, Okabe Rintaro. Sure, you wanted this loop, but to repeat the same 2 days forever sounds like torture to me. Aren't you tired of it already? These 2 days should be your paradise. Forget about petty laws and morals. You're a hunter. Taboos mean nothing to you. Hunt your prey and eat your fill. The voice is right. Oh my god. I am the observer. I am God. I can do anything. Do her. What? Oh my god. Okay, so obviously this is separate from the anime completely. This was not in there at all. So this is brand fucking new to me. And what? We're not killing Suzuha, bro. The fuck, dude? Oh my god. Jesus. No one can judge me in this closed loop of time. Forget your morals. Trust your primal urges. Follow your instincts. Gah. I cover my ears and avert my eyes from Suzuha. Bzzz. My ears are ringing. Someone is trying to crush my soul, projecting thoughts not my own onto the screen of my heart. Okabe Rintaro? Suddenly, Suzuha grabs me by the shoulders and peers into my face. The warmth from her hands makes the buzzing grow louder. You really are sick, aren't you? Want to sit down? I'm afraid to look at Suzuha with these dark feelings clogging my mind. What the fuck is happening? I shake her off and flee towards Big Sight. Okabe Rintaro, where are you going? I need to get away from Suzuha. If I don't, I might give in to the urge. I stare at my hands. Clench, open. Clench, open. Repeat, repeat. My hands still move. Just as I expect them to. Just as I ordered them to. But those dark impulses, the devil's whispers, how can I explain those? What the hell was that? What's happening to me? I start to tremble. My teeth chatter. The sun's hot enough to burn my skin, but I feel cold. I'm afraid of myself. I'm still okay, aren't I? I am Hoeen Kiyoma, Okabe Rintaro, the insane mad scientist with a fetish for science and chaos. See? I still know who I am. Still? What is that supposed to mean? Will I eventually lose control of myself? Am I going to break? Like a Mobius strip, the same 2 days go round and round and round and round and round and round and round. But today, I failed to keep them the same. My feelings became twisted. Today on Hiromi Bridge, I didn't hesitate to save Daru. I nearly yielded to my dark emotions. Dark emotions, dark impulses. Emotions seeping with venom. I listened to their poisonous, disgusting whispers. And I was almost drawn in. There's no denying it. Worse, that was but a taste of what might lurk inside my heart. If those emotions attack me again, this time crashing over me like a tsunami, will I be able to control myself? What? I'm so confused, bro. Mayuri. Kirisu. Daru. Suzuha. Will I be able to keep myself from hurting them no matter what? Will I be able to keep everyone safe in this loop I made for Mayuri and Suzuha's sake? Do I really have such strength? I think the time leap machine's fucking with him. Holy hell, man. I don't know. That answer is hardly reassuring, but for now it's the only answer I've got. This endless loop is the world I wished for. I can only protect this world. Only I can protect this world. What? I can only protect this world. Only I can protect this world. I pray that those impulses were just a fluke, that they'll never resurface again. I ask only that tomorrow be peaceful. Here we go again! I'm not reading this shit every single time. What is happening? Am I gonna get out of this loop? Like, what's going on? Okay, we're gonna end it here. I'm very confused. Wow. Holy shit. I'm a little nervous to put that on YouTube, honestly. But I don't know what's happening right now because this was not in the anime. Because he chose to send the D-mail to tell Suzuha to not stop Suzuha. So, a little confused. But I guess we're gonna see what happens. But stay tuned, guys, and I will see you guys next time. If you liked this video, please make sure you give it a like. And let me know in the comments what you think. Because, wow. Is all I have to say right now. Is wow. Alright. Have a great night, guys, and I'll see you soon.